Costco stands firm on DEI efforts despite conservative criticism. All of us here today are watching IDIOCRACY become reality in real time. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Akorn, and today is Happy Sunday, which means it's time for Laugh While the World Burns, where we watch the idiocracy that is modern-day society. If you like these videos and want to help support the channel, hit that like button and share this video with your family, friends, and social media. We have a lot of good memes and a lot of idiocracy news this week, so let's get into it. Harvard and Princeton professors cancel classes to let students recover from election. Here's a PSA. Bat poop used to grow cannabis kills 2 in New York in unusual cases. 2 men from Rochester, New York, who grew their own cannabis, unalive from pneumonia after being exposed to a harmful fungus in the bat poop they used as fertilizer. For those that don't know, you can buy this from a lot of horticulture stores or on Amazon. To anyone using it, you might seriously want to consider a respirator or maybe just find something else that can replace it. Can someone please explain? AOC went into office broke, and in 5 years, she's worth $29 million on a $155,000 salary. When does her investigation begin? It won't, just like it won't for all the rest of them. Oh, there may be talk of it and this and that in the news for show, but at the end of the day, nothing will happen. I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but we'll just wait and see. When you sneak into your friend's room to see if he wants to hang. Ben Shapiro.
No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem.
Guy who talks into a camera for a living doesn't understand why a construction worker, plumber, or nurse might want to retire at 65. And this is basically the same for all of these talking heads, regardless if they're left or right wing. People should never have to work until they're 65 to begin with. A man should be able to make enough in 20 years that he could live out the remainder of his life comfortably. I've seen far too many people who have worked their whole life away, all the way up until they died. There was an elderly woman who worked as a cashier who I saw many times at a nearby Walmart, and she worked there all the way up until just a few weeks before she died. And that is exactly what this commercial government system today wants. This man stole a car, and upon realizing there was a baby inside, he returned the baby, scolded the parents for leaving the car unattended with a baby inside, and proceeded to steal the car again. And if you thought that was just a one-off thing, here's another one. Thief returns after stealing woman's car, yelling at her for leaving 4-year-old son alone in the vehicle. Imagine getting lectured by a car thief and him being right. He's not wrong. My daughter's crying because she cheated on her boyfriend, and I told him, maybe you should have just taught your daughter better morals. Property taxes are an insult to homeowners. You should pay for your land once. It should be yours, tax-free. This is the way that it should be, yes, because if you have to pay taxes on it, then you don't own it. Which is why on your property deed, you're only listed as a tenant. Remember when Democrats used to cry for more cordless hole puncher control after those kind of events? Unless it's done by one of their own. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Last week we had another Pepperidge Farm meme, and I couldn't remember what that was about, but you guys all told me in the comments about some of the old commercials, and after you guys started talking about it, I remembered some of those. When you realize you are never going on a walk again. I saw this comment on the channel a few days ago. Using electricity to cool your house. Bad for planet. Using electricity to charge your car. Good for planet. And this is exactly what they tell people. They just don't say it at the same time. Snow White trailer nears 1.4 million downvotes. Actually, I think it's over 1.4 million now. The Pentagon. Is 7 a lot? Depends on the context. Dwarves? No. Failed audits in a row? Yes. But just remember, the IRS wants to know if you get just $600. The Eras Tour has officially ended. She can't hurt you anymore, Earth. Smile if you voted for Trump. Experts say Biden has a constitutional right to issue preemptive pardons. When you're laughing at World War III memes and suddenly the sun comes out at 9 p.m. I'm afraid there's a lot of people that's gonna see this one day. Mexican word of the day, nacho. Nacho president.
I've noticed that everyone who owns a boat seems to be a Trump supporter.
That's because there's currently no government program that gives boats away. You have to work for a boat. $2 billion Powerball winner takes home $628 million after taxes. Inflation has gotten so bad, it now takes 2 Karens to speak to the manager. When the government arrives to ask you about your drone sighting. Bravo Lima Mike vandalizes the Massachusetts 54th Regiment Memorial. The Massachusetts 54th Regiment. Men used to lie about their age to go fight in wars. Now they lie about their gender to win medals in women's sports. Yeah, my dad went into the military at 17. He was paid $50 a month, and he sent $40 back home to help his dad with the rest of the family and the farm. Kristen Stewart, 2007. Kristen Stewart, 2024. And then they told us the drones were from an Iranian mothership. I've seen a couple memes about this now, and at first I thought it was just part of the joke. But did any of you guys know, was there some kind of government statement or a rumor or something where they actually said that it was an Iranian mothership? Drop it down in the comments. I'd be interested to see what you guys have to say. New parking bays being trialed for people who are offended by everything. They'll still be offended because the handicap spots there are closer. U.S. lawmaker absent from office for months is found living at memory care facility. Kay Granger, 81, is reportedly tracked down to a facility for dementia patients after missing all House votes since July. Her office admits health issues, denies she's in memory care. Only in the U.S. can a congresswoman be missing for months and nobody even notice. Breaking news, Ella Imhoff, the stepdaughter of Kamala Harris, has been admitted to a mental hospital following her stepmother's loss to Donald Trump. Well, they might have got one to the right place. Now they just need to round up all the rest of the politicians. It looks like Hyundai is preparing for Mad Max pretty soon. And this isn't the only vehicle I've seen like this lately. When there are too many new genders, and you just want to be clear. Well, these days, you gotta be direct and to the point. Otherwise, you never know. San Francisco Health Department hires fat positivity expert to consult on weight stigma and neutrality. Brought to you by the citizen taxpayers of California. Your tax dollars at work. Elves in 2001. Elves in 2024. How many of you guys are waiting for these two protests to finally meet one another in one of these cities somewhere? I just hope they put it on the news. But something like that, they try to keep quiet. Who knows? It may have already happened. Congress is like two drunks arguing the bar bill on the Titanic. 110% fact check true. Mitch McConnell sprains wrist and cuts his face after fall in the Capitol. Is that like when he and a bunch of other politicians all had black eyes around the same time? When you've served dutifully in the great meme wars of the 2020s. Just relax, take a deep breath, and tell mommy and daddy which plate of brownies you left out. I got behind on some of your guys' emails and all the memes that you've been sending in, so I'm still running late on a few of these. But I'm caught up with my emails now, but there'll still be a lot more memes in coming episodes. If you would like to submit memes, links, news, or anything else, you can send it to akornzstash@gmail.com. This link can also be found down below in the video description. Mental Illness ID Bracelet. When Diddy parties were innocent fun. From what they said, this was a 1970s show over in the UK. When people are too lazy to do their own research, so you have to share memes to trick them into learning. Modern problems require modern solutions. Fact check true. At least until the censorship got so bad. Now there's a lot of topics that you can't even touch. Pardons for me, no justice for thee. Biden vetoes bill that would have let Trump nominate much-needed judges. Biden spiked the Bipartisan Judges Act, depriving overwhelmed district courts of judicial reinforcements. Remember, just because you went to college doesn't make you smarter than anyone else. Common sense doesn't come with a degree. 100%. As a matter of fact, most people that come out of the colleges don't have any common sense left. Home-baked breads and baked goods. The difference between the mafia and the government is the mafia turns a profit. Very true. But the government turns a huge amount of profit. It just goes to line all of their pockets. I'm sorry I have to let you all go, but you're just not freaks anymore. No, they still are. It's just that there's so many of them now, it's become commonplace. I'll believe vegans when they become 100% pro-life. It's been 4 long years. January 20th can't come fast enough. What's the chances of getting to January 20th without some major event happening in the country before then? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. The corruption we've seen in the media. Corruption we haven't even seen yet. Most of which we'll never see. I've just turned off the news and put on a Serial Unaliver documentary to relax. This is those same people that we saw earlier. A cruise company is offering a 4-year journey to escape Donald Trump's presidency. The price is $255,999 for one person to have their own room for 4 years, and $160,000 per person for a double occupancy room for 4 years. Divorced woman demands refund from wedding photographer 4 years later. And yes, this is a real news story. And I just bet her name was Karen. Amazing! Tennessee is poised to require students to take firearm safety courses. Reminder: Jesse Smollett is free man. Alec Baldwin is a free man. Hunter Biden is a free man. Grandmother who took selfies in the Capitol is in jail without bail. Socialism. Ideas so good, they have to be made mandatory. Who else remembers that time when Barack Obama played himself in a movie? If you guys remember, drop it down in the comments. I bet this is something that hardly any of you heard about, but apparently November the 19th was International Men's Day. But you didn't hear a peep out of big tech or mainstream media. Just trying to plug in my genderless extension cord. America does not need to buy any food from China. America needs to back American farmers. The problem is the banks and the government have destroyed the American farmer and handed it all over to big agriculture, which is all owned by the billionaires. Two Oregon men unalive while searching for Sasquatch on Christmas Eve, police say. If I remember right, I think they unalive due to exposure to the elements. So here's another PSA. If you're gonna go out looking for Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, or anything else, make sure you're prepared before you go out there. When someone says, my partner, instead of my boyfriend or girlfriend.
I'm worthless.
Actually, yep, this is how a hospital sees us. They may drain the swamp, but there will still be a lot of politics amongst the deadwood. They'll never drain the swamp, because all of the ones who are high enough to be in the know will just run to their bunkers. Let's tax the air they breathe and tell them it's to save the planet. It's exactly what they've done. Conspiracy theorist. Student of the Hedden curriculum. The U.S. Ministry of Truth. Donald Trump pledges to identify as a woman for one day in January, making him the first female president of the United States. I have to admit, that would be pretty funny, actually. Roses are red. India's climate is tropical. Patient unalives after family members unplug ventilator to plug in cooler at Kota Hospital. You know, you see memes that joke about this, but it's not supposed to happen in real life. When bad timing and terrible spelling gave us this gem. Breaking news. Due to a decrease in cookie sales, the Girl Scouts switched to more aggressive sales campaign. I guess that'd be one way. If you ask me to define human stupidity in just one image. What is the formula of area of circle? ChatGPT. You've been asking a lot of questions. Don't you attend classes? It's pretty bad when you start getting lectured by the AI now.
Men should understand that some of these girls bring friends to a date because of safety, not for your food and drinks.
Then why are they eating and drinking? Some of them should be outside checking the perimeter. Exactly. We've never found a cave painting of a salad. Never found one of a vegetarian either. If Build Back Better was a picture. When you start a revolution over a 2% tax, and now see your population being taxed 37%. By time we have all of our income taxes, and then by time you're taxed on every dime that you spend, property taxes, sales tax, and the list can go on, I'd say it's probably closer to about 60% these days. To anybody I offended last year, work on yourself so I don't gotta do it again in 2025. Share this video with all the people that you think needs to hear this message. And I'll end this episode with this. I post a lot of stupid, silly crap on here for one reason, so that you might forget about your problems and laugh, or at least smile, for a moment or two. I hope this video has at least done this much for all of you. If you enjoyed the show, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, smash subscribe and click that bell. And please remember to share this or other videos from the channel with your family, friends, and social media. I thank you all for watching. You guys take care and stay safe. This is Akorn. Over and out.